So how are you this morning? That was a good response, but I think we should do better than that. When I ask, how is everyone this morning, I'd like you all to respond by saying, great! So how are you this morning? Great! Well, that was better, but I think we get even more of you into this. Come on now. I know it's early, but one more time. How are you this morning? Great! That was fantastic. Give yourself a round of applause. And congratulations. You've just followed your first suggestion of the morning. And that's what this demonstration is all about. Following suggestions. The way to help you follow suggestions is through hypnosis. Which means in just a few moments, I'm going to invite several lucky volunteers forward to be hypnotized. Now, the people I'm looking for are people with three important qualities. I'm looking for people with good imagination, good concentration, and the ability to follow instructions. And to find out if you're that person, I've devised a few simple tests. The first test is one of imagination. What I'd like you to do is imagine in my hand I'm holding a nice, juicy, yellow lemon. As you're imagining this lemon, imagine I'm cutting the lemon in half. And imagine you're holding on to this half of a lemon. Imagine the smell of the lemon. Imagine the juice dripping down the side of the lemon. Imagine taking this lemon, putting it up to your mouth, and sucking on it. Now, as I did that, I heard a few people kind of going, ew, or And if you were one of those people, or if you notice your mouth water or pucker a bit, raise your hand. All right, that was a fantastic response. Nice job, everyone. Now, the second test is concentration. For this, what I'd like you to do is take your arms and put them straight in front of you, something like this. As you're doing that, I'd like you to close your eyes for a moment. As you close your eyes, I'd like you to imagine that in your right hand, you're holding a very heavy bucket of sand. Just imagine in your right hand, a heavy bucket of sand. As you're imagining that, imagine in your left hand 100 helium balloons. Imagine in your left hand 100 helium balloons. And as you're imagining that bucket of sand and all those balloons, keeping your arms where they are, open your eyes and look around the room. Okay, you can roll your arms now. Roll your arms. And what you no doubt noticed is that there were some people who looked something like this. Not a lot of motion, not a lot of movement. There are others who look more like this, or this, or a couple even closer to this. Now the final test is out of following instructions. I'm going to do that test for those of you who would like to volunteer to be hypnotized. Just to get an idea, how many people here would like to volunteer? Okay, those of you with your hands up right now, please stand up. Okay, these are more people that have their hands up. That's more people than I saw with their hands up, but okay. I'll tell you what, I will start out. To be fair, I'll start out with any of you who are standing that are seniors. Come on up. I just want to see how many people we have here. And just stand in front of the chairs. Stand in front of the chairs, please. Okay. Well, we'll tell you what. I'll let those of you in the first couple rows here come on up. Well, if you were standing, you would sit back down. Well, I need to be picky on this one, so. We'll see how many chairs we have back here. Yeah, looks like, I'm sorry, it looks like it ran out. You're okay, no, you're okay. You're the last one. You're good. We've got one more chair. And don't worry, we're not necessarily done. The rest of you are going to sit down again. Thank you. First, let's give a round of applause to our volunteers. Now, as I've said, the final task is that of following instructions. What I'm going to do is ask you a series of questions. If the answer to the question is yes, I would like you to raise your hand, something like this. Do you understand these instructions? Excellent, you passed the test. Nice job, everyone. I bet that's the easiest test to take all year. Well, now I need to cover a very important set of safety instructions. I want you to take a look at your feet. You will notice that you are standing on a black wooden floor. If you follow that floor out, you see there's kind of a line here, and you see there's just tile and people out there, and you can all see that line okay? That line has a technical term. It is called the edge of the stage. Now, it is very important through this demonstration that you stay on this side of the edge of the stage. In fact, if you see approximately where I'm standing, I know you on stage might be able to see kind of a vague line right here. You kind of see that kind of little bit of an air line here. Please do not go beyond this point, because there'll be times you'll be getting up and moving. If you go beyond this point, I'll of course try to stop you, but because there's so many of you up here, I may not be able to catch you. If you go past that line too many times, I will be forced to have you step down just for your own safety, even if you're the best person up here. Also be aware that you have stuff on the sides of you and behind you. These are also what I would call hazards. Try not to run into them. Now, thankfully, that's nice soft stuff over there. But I don't want people tripping over it. You also have people standing around you. Again, there are times while you're moving, do realize there are other people on stage with you. And if you keep all this in your mind, it shouldn't be that hard. You keep all this in your mind, you're going to be fine. Also, if at any point during the demonstration you're not sure where you are, it's perfectly all right to open your eyes and look. You'll stay hypnotized even with your eyes open. So do you understand these safety instructions? All right. Well, now that that's taken care of, let's find out a little bit more about our volunteers. Some of this I already know, but I just want to double check. How many of you now are seniors? How many of you are juniors? How many of you are sophomores or below? All right. And how many of you have no idea what grade you're in? Okay. Those are the most personal questions I'll be asking for the rest of the day. Sorry, folks, they want a clean show. But as we also pointed out, because we're going to be doing a little bit of Q&A afterwards, if you see any things you're curious about what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, or what they're doing or why they're doing it, please think about these questions, because I'll give you everybody a chance to talk to everyone after the show and explain a little bit more about what we're doing. So this is more than just your typical show for entertainment. So while it's going to be interesting, you're also going to get to see a lot of fun and unusual things in a good way. Now, at this point, I have two more questions, and then we'll get started with the hypnosis, because I'm sure that's what everybody wants to see. First, prior to today, have you been hypnotized? Nobody. Okay, that's about average. Now the most important question of all. Are you ready right now to be hypnotized? All right, are you ready to see some hypnosis? I have a favor for everyone. For the next few minutes, both the people up in front and the people in the audience, for the next several minutes, while I'm doing the hypnosis, I would appreciate it if you are as quiet as possible. The quieter you are, the better this will work. And most importantly, please, no talking. It especially applies to people up here. Please, no talking while you're on the stage. So at this time, make sure you're standing right in front of one of the chairs. I'm going to use what I call a rapid induction to hypnotize you. With this, I'm going to do one more test. From this test, I'm going to put you into hypnosis. I'd like you to take your arms and put them straight in front of you, something like this. I'd like you now to focus on your thumbs. Concentrate on your thumbs. As you're focusing on your thumbs, I'd like you now to imagine your hands getting stuck together. And press your hands as tightly together as you can. Pressing your hands as tightly together as you can. Tightly and tightly and tightly. And just imagine them gluing together. Imagine your hands gluing together right now. Gluing tighter and tighter and tighter. Gluing so tightly together right now. So tightly together that for a couple of minutes, the harder you try to pull your hands apart, the tighter they stick. Starting right now, you may go and try to pull your hands apart. The harder you try, the tighter they're sticking tighter, tighter, tighter. In your case, your eyes are closing, 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 closing. And touch your hands, just drop it onto your chair and sleep. Hands just break apart as you sit on down. Eyes closing, 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 sleep. Eyes closing, 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 sleep. Keep focusing. You need to keep focusing. I'll be back to you in a moment. Keep focusing now. Eyes closing, closing, sleep. Eyes closing, closing, sleep. Eyes closing, closing, sleep. Eyes closing, sleep. Eyes closing, closing, sleep. Eyes closing, 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 sleep. Relaxing, relaxing. Eyes closing, sleep. Eyes closing, sleep. Sleep. Hands just break apart as you sit down. Eyes closing, sleep. Eyes closing, sleep. Eyes closing, sleep. Eyes closing, sleep. Just relax. 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 Each of you now just relaxing more and more and more. Everyone just focusing now on my voice. You just focus on my voice. And as you're focusing on my voice, letting yourself relax. Letting yourself relax. 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 Every part of your mind and your body relaxing more and more. More and more. And as you relax more, with every word I say, you continue deeper and deeper and deeper, more and more relaxed. And as you relax even more, there may be times where you become aware of outside noises. There may be times where you become aware of people talking or laughing or applauding. But if you notice that, you simply focus again on my voice and allow yourself to relax much, much deeper. Just ignoring all the outside noises, focusing on my voice. And as you relax more, you now notice your eyes are closing very tightly. Eyes closing tighter and tighter and tighter. Eyes closing so tightly right now that for a couple of seconds, the harder you try to open your eyes, the tighter they close. The harder you try, the tighter they close. And now relax your eyes. Let them close naturally and normally. And now as you continue to relax, focusing on your arms and on your hands. Your arms, your hands are getting very, very light. Very, very light. They're growing lighter and lighter and lighter. So light they're becoming like helium balloons. So light they begin to float and lift and rise right up into the air, getting lighter and lighter and lighter still. If I give your hand a little push, that's just enough to get them started. If I give your hands a little push, that's just enough to get them started. Floating up and up and up and up. Higher and higher and higher and higher. Lighter and lighter and lighter still. Very light now. Getting lighter and lighter and lighter still. Lighter and lighter, going up and up and up and up. Higher and higher and higher. For the person I'm touching right now, your arms are so light, they pull you right up out of your chair. Pull you up and up and up, pull you right up out of your chair now. Lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. Lighter and lighter still. And now, if I touch your shoulder, when I touch your shoulder, your arms drop back into your lap, and you drop 10 times deeper in hypnosis. Sleep. 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 And now each of you continue to relax deeper and deeper and deeper. More and more relaxed. As you relax so deeply, you may notice your head is touching somebody close to you, or their head is touching you. As you notice that, you discover wherever your heads are touching, you become stuck to the other person. You become glued to that person. In fact, you're so tightly stuck to that person now, the harder you try to pull yourselves apart, the more stuck you become right now. Go ahead and try to pull yourselves apart, and you're stuck tighter and tighter and tighter. Go ahead and keep trying. Keep trying to pull yourselves apart. Keep trying harder and harder. You're stuck tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And now you notice that person you're sitting next to is beginning to smell. In fact, you realize they haven't had a shower in about a month. Those people smell like they haven't had a shower in about a month. And as you notice that, when I snap my fingers, you break free. And now you've broken free, but you realize that smell didn't go away, because that smell is now coming from you. You smell awful. You smell like you haven't had a shower in a month. And there's a reason you smell so bad. Be very careful to stay on stage. Be very careful to stay on stage. When I count to 3, you jump up as smelly, ugly monsters, trying to scare the audience. Be very careful to stay on stage. At the count of 3, jump up as smelly, ugly monsters, trying to scare the audience. 1, 2, 3, jump up and scare the audience! Go scare the audience! Go ahead, get up and scare the audience right now. Freeze! Now you are no longer smelly, ugly monsters. You are now graceful, beautiful ballet dancers. And again, be careful at your stage, be careful with each other, dancing as ballet dancers right now. Dancing a beautiful ballet right now. And now just ballet your way back to your seat. Just take a chair anywhere you'd like. And sleep. Relaxing deeper and deeper and deeper still. More and more relaxed. More and more relaxed. And as you relax even deeper,